Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Hello, everybody. It's me. Now, I know some of you may notice that I've gone through several changes since the last time you saw me, but I'm still the same person you know and love. Now, today we're going to talk about intimacy and feelings. For instance, do I look pretty? Do I look beautiful? Because I need to be told that I'm beautiful just like everyone else. Now, my eyelashes and, my hair, it was a very strenuous process, but I'm now happy with who I am.
All right, how y'all doing? Hey, welcome to another Killbot stream. We're starting it off just right. So, all right, it is Friday, February the 9th. It's been a while since we've done one of these streams, so this is going to be the only stream we do for the month of February because I just want to keep the stream special. If I do too many of them, nobody's going to participate. This is the first one for the year of 2024, and the year started off quite interesting already. You like my Stanley Cup? It has Killbot engraved on it. Thanks, Grandma. This was a Christmas present. It's a present for Christmas. What if it were a Paul Stanley Cup? Kiss Paul Stanley.
Oh, you people! I got rock and roll pneumonia!
Personally, I always liked the way he introduced Forever on the Alive 3 album.
Every time we do this one, the place lights up just like a damn Christmas tree.
I gotta tell you what I'm feeling inside. I can find it myself, but it's true. Anyway, okay, so comments. A-Man98, hey, what's going on? Maya Brunner, what's going on? How you doing? I just joined, what's going on? Yeah, I'm asking what's going on, not you. Metal Manic, what the fuck? What the fuck is right? But hey, what did you expect? It's a Killbot stream! Duran Strong, oh god, I don't have a manager for you to speak to. Hey, man, just falls. Hey, Tony, hey! Hey, Chris, what's going on? Oh my god, at least you know what you want. I just came up with this on the spot like 10 minutes ago. I was thinking, okay, so how am I going to start this stream? So, I always want to start them off strong because it keeps them going. Vengeance Falls says both holes. Hey, the both holes lady actually asked me recently if I could take a listen to her upcoming song. It's called Running Round in Circles, I believe it's called. And, I gave her some tips, and I don't know if she took them or not, but she was like, oh, it's a new genre for me. So, yeah, there you go. Okay, Foxfur, hey, what's going on? About to go on a trip, and there's a goth club where I'm going to. Oh, where are you going, man? Tell you what, 2 trips ago, I went to Coffin Club over in Portland, and it was incredible. God, I miss Portland. Life and Liberty. Any upcoming concerts? Oh, plenty. We'll be talking about those. It's rumored that AC/DC may or may not be announcing a tour pretty soon. They've been a bucket list band for me ever since I was a child, so let's go see them, boys. Underscore, what's going on? Well, Pharaoh. My dead father speaks to me through that Swar something song. Okay. Cami Koo, hola, never been on one of your live streams. Nice to meet you all. Well, nice of you to join us. Plenty of awesome stuff happens in these. Chris got up surprisingly. Yes, you did. Greens from Argentina. Argentina. Yeah, nice and warm over there. Mexico, lovely. Go hunt some goth girls. Don't do that. Did you check out the new Kerry King song? I heard it was watered down Slayer. Kerry's been really salty lately. He's over there talking about, oh yeah, I played all the bass on Slayer albums since the 90s. Blah, 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 blee, blee, blee. It's like, dude, if you want to start a new band, go start a new band and release all the music in the world you want. Why's it got to be Slayer? I don't know. Jordan Strong, just saw the legendary Depeche Mode the other week. Got to be in front of Dave's Runway. Oh, that's cool. I'd go see them if they'd come near me. I was actually listening to them earlier this week. Listened to Songs of Faith and Devotion and Ultra. Great albums. And anything after those albums I don't care about at all. So Music and more AJ. You're from Japan. Lovely. Konnichiwa. The basis. Would love to stay for the live stream, but I have to go back to work. I just wanted to say I love your channel. Got your patch. So excited to put on my jacket. Well, that's lovely. Lovely, lovely, dude. Karakin asking, did I hear about the Kanye West and Ozzy drama? Oh, yeah. I just read about that a few minutes ago. So for those who are uninitiated, here's what happened. Ozzy posted on his Instagram, Sharon! Translation. Kanye apparently asked for permission to use a sample from a Black Sabbath song in one of his new shitty songs that nobody should be listening to because it sucks. And Ozzy denied it, and then Kanye used it anyway. And Ozzy's like, yeah, he's an anti-Semite. So, yeah, you know, I'm a pretty good translator, I think. And then, of course, you got these fucking people in the comment section going, well, you're calling him out on that, but you're not calling out Palestine and all that. Why do you need rock stars voicing out your causes for you? Like, if you want to support a cause, go support a cause. But, like, why do you need your entertainers to do so? Like, what are they going to do? A rock star who sings fuck me, suck me songs isn't going to change the world. I mean, that would be like if I were to tell you about, I don't know, how to solve homelessness. I don't know anything about that. Don't ask me. So, okay, I don't even know why I'm opening this yet. So, some of you are probably wondering why the title. This is Mouthwash. Well, you see, there's a little skit. Okay, so some of you, a couple of you, may know who Andy Kaufman is. Okay, he was a character artist. Okay, sort of an anti-comedian, the world's original troll. Okay, and he got into wrestling a few years into his career. Well, you know, he was wrestling women because naturally he was built like I was. He can't wrestle a professional wrestler, so he was going around city to city, going, oh yeah, you know, I think women, you know, they're great at a lot of things. This, you know, like cooking and cleaning and scrubbing the potatoes, and the women in the audience would start booing him. And so he'd go, you know what? Let's put your skills to the test. I'll give $500 to any woman who can pin me down in a wrestling match. So yeah, like his goal, he loved to piss off the audience. Like that's what he loved to do. He loved pissing off audiences. So he would go city to city wrestling women, and he dubbed himself the intergender wrestling champion of the world. And after a while of doing this, Jerry Lawler, professional wrestler, he met up with him in Memphis, Tennessee, and he got in the ring after Andy had been wrestling some lady for a few minutes, and Jerry just started throwing his ass around. Well, it came out later that they were both in on it. They both planned it because they were friends in real life, but like they hatched up a nice little media scheme. You know, they'd talk shit to each other. Andy would be this heel character going, oh yeah, you know what? I'm from Hollywood. I could sue you for everything you've got. And he's making fun of the Southerners while doing it. You know, he's over there like, oh, you're from Memphis, Tennessee. All we know how to do is plow fields and farm on the farm. Is that how they talk down in Memphis, Tennessee? Duh. And so, like, in the weeks leading up to the match, he would send the radio stations and the wrestling stations these helpful hints to the Southerners because that was his goal, you know, to piss off the Southerners. Like, they knew he was going to lose. Like, that was part of the joke. So every week he would send these hygiene tips to the Southerners. He'd be like, okay, so this is a bar of soap. This may not be familiar to many of you, but you put it between your hands, you put water between it, and you rub it like this. And then the next week, it was like, this is a razor, okay? Now, some of you men, it's not so much of an issue, but you women out there, you know, I had some woman at one of my concerts raise her hand to ask me for an autograph, and there was so much armpit hair. Where were you raised? And the next week... The next week it was mouthwash. He'd go, you know, I'd have people approach me in restaurants and they'd go, hi, Andy. And their breath would be so foul. So here's my tip. This is Mouthwash. Not mouthwash. Mouthwash. No, mouthwash. And you take it like this. And you go like this. And I do that several times a day, and my breath is as fresh as a rose. It's the funniest shit ever. It's so arrogant and so funny as shit. And what made it even funnier was that he did lose. Like, Jerry Lawler, like, threw his ass in a pile driver. I mean, there's more to that story, but I've been obsessed with that little arc lately. So, let's get back to reading these comments. Okay, True Cult. What are your thoughts on colored vinyl? I guess for the collectors and those who like vinyl for the aesthetics of it, they're pretty cool. If you want good sound quality, I dare say clear vinyl and black vinyl is the best way to go. Because once you start to mix in different colors, the quality suffers a little. But I'm not really into vinyl anymore. I'm a CD guy, so it doesn't really matter if I get the special edition or the 2-disc edition or a different artwork edition like 9 Inch Nails with hesitation marks. They do 5 goddamn artworks for the album. It's going to sound the same no matter what version I get. Okay. Well, Pharaoh, the song Hira makes in Metalhead. What a babe. Partisan Mold. Greetings from Puerto Rico. Awesome. Serene Pierre. Hi, Tony. Finally, I'll be able to catch your live stream. I'm sleep deprived, but you're worth it. Yes, I am worth it. Shredman. There's a Guar show coming up near me soon. Wear something bright, because they're going to be one of the best shows you're ever going to see. And you're not even going to want to wash that shirt when you get it. You're going to want to keep it, frame it, whatever. Hey, man. Definitely looking forward to seeing Ghoul, though. I'm pissed I have to wait 2 months for their new EP to get to me. I'm just going to buy it when I go see them in Richmond. By the way, so among the many shows that are coming up for me, Ghoul is playing over in Richmond. It's going to be the last day of the tour. Necrot's getting ready to release an album, but I don't think they're going to have any copies of that available on tour. So I bought tickets for Ghoul, Municipal Waste, Necrot, and I think the opening band is Dead Heat. They're playing in Richmond. And I'm a big collector of physical tickets. Like, even if I have to pay a small fee to get a physical ticket, I'll be glad to do so because I keep a scrapbook full of those. So the tickets were $40 with the fees included. Okay. But if you want them to mail you a physical ticket, the website charged $15 to mail it. Now, for will call, if you want to pick it up at the window, $6. Isn't that the fuckest thing ever? $6 fucking for a will call ticket. And naturally, you know, if you get like one of those Apple Wallet tickets, it's free, but there's no personality in that. And hey, may as well buy it now because I have a feeling it's going to sell out. It's a Richmond show, and Municipal Waste, when they play Richmond, oh, the people go crazy. So there you go. It's just the fuckest thing ever. So, let's see. Other shows that are coming up for me. KMFDN, they're coming to Carborough. I may or may not see them. Depends on finances. Of course, I've already seen KMFDN, so they're not a high priority for me. My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult is coming to Charlotte. I had the chance to see them a few years ago in Raleigh. And I can't remember why, but I passed it over. So, I don't want to do that this time. Let's see who else. VNV Nation, they're coming to Durham. Not the biggest VNV Nation fan, but I'll see him, I guess, if I can. Swans, they're coming to Richmond. I hadn't really heard anything past 1996, but he's talking a lot about death in the last couple of albums, so I better go see him before there's another David Bowie Black Star situation. You know what I mean? Let's see. Queens of the Stone Age. That Raleigh show that got postponed last year because it rained out, well, it's happening in May, and I still got the ticket. And also, Lords of Acid. They just announced a tour, and I already got a ticket. That's going to be lovely. Yeah. So, and in a minute, after I read some more comments, I'll talk about this show that I just saw the other night because it was really fucking gnarly, dude! Metal Manic. Killbot, your last stream, you mentioned you played Super Metroid. I love that game. Another favorite game of mine is Super Mario Bros. 3. That's a good game. Yeah, thinking about Super Metroid, that's part of why I got out of video games was because Like, I bought Super Metroid on the Super Nintendo for $20 back in 2003, I think. Original cart for that, last I looked, it goes for like average $80. Video games are expensive, man. Like, my mom sent me an Xbox One, and I played American McGee's Alice for the first time ever. I got to play it with Alice Madness Returns because I got the physical disc. And both were really good games. The first one was even better because I think it had more personality, better weapons. I mean, it was hard as shit. There are a few things about it that didn't really age that well, like the fighting mechanics. But, you know, I miss games with personality like that, you know? And it's original. You know, you don't see many games like that now. Songs of Faith and Devotion is a masterpiece, though my favorite Depeche Mode song is Useless. That's a good one. If you're going against Ozzy, you lose every single time. I agree, Foxifer. Megan Raquel. Hey! Slacking off at work again, I see. Good, you made it. Someone has gone to my room and taken my war pigs. Yeah, so the original version of that. Someone's gone into my room and stole my beers out of my room.
Now, who could have done that? You're the beer thief.
God. Okay. Foxfur, who's worse? Kanye bitch boys demanding Ozzy clear the samples, or the keyboard hacktivist demanding he speaks about Palestine? I think they're both fuckfaces. Make credible. Hey, how's it going? Currently playing this in the background while I clean my room. Oh, lovely! Yeah, hide that shit under your bed, man. Your mom will never find it. Okay. Now let's see. Who else? Who hasn't been represented here? Dosen Beanhosen. I think that's how I say it. Do you like Alice in Chains? Not really. Ethan Gordon, thoughts on Nirvana? Man, I don't like grunge at all. That's pussy shit! Dysphoria Software. I want to go to the Brain Squeeze tour, but I'm in goddamn Sweden. You can always travel. I mean, Necrot will probably play some festival over there sometime, but I don't know about the other two bands. Well, Municipal Waste usually goes to Bakken, I think. I don't know. Underscore, what are your thoughts about Inquisition? The Inquisition, let's begin the Inquisition. Look out, son, we know you're wishing that we'd go away. Okay. Rubber Tire, where can I find that Bolt Thrower poster behind you? These come with the vinyl versions that you can get from Metal Blade. They did it with all the Metal Blade albums, those ones, Loyal, Mercenary, Honor, Valor, Pride. In this case, this one was actually sent to me from Joe Bench as a thank you for doing the Bolt Thrower video back in 2017. One of the greatest gifts I ever got doing YouTube. Foxford, you're going to need earplugs for Swans. They don't fuck around. I believe it, man. Zoofagus, are you going to see Queensryche? If so, I'll see you there. I'll try to. It's going to depend on my finances. Jeff Tate's also going to be playing on his solo tour, so hopefully I can go see him as well. But Queensryche, I do look forward to seeing that set if I can see it, because they're only playing classic stuff, so that's going to be lovely. Gabe Mount No Mercy, I think. Are you going to do more metal movie reviews? I would love to. Somebody told me to do something on Metal Lords, but I think Dante Lopez already did a video on that. I guess I can do something on Deathgasm too, because everybody's like, oh, you should do a review on Deathgasm. I didn't like Deathgasm. Hate to piss on everybody's parade, but I just didn't like Deathgasm. I thought it was kind of, I don't know, boring. But yes, it has great memes produced out of it, but I just didn't really enjoy it. But the second one, I may as well do it because, you know, the hype around that video is going to be nuts. Everybody's going to be like, oh my god, come on, do a Deathgasm video. You know how much ad revenue I'm going to make from that video? A lot. I'd be stupid not to do it. Partisan Mole. I saw Crypta when they came to Puerto Rico in January. They were fucking gnarly, and I got a pic I showed you on Instagram. Dude, that was awesome, and I'm glad that you mentioned Crypta, because now it's a good time to mention that show. First of all, They got some cool merch. They didn't have either of the albums at the merch booth, but they did have one of these. Cups. You don't really see metal bands selling cups these days. Like, sometimes you can see shot glasses, but that's few and far between. But yeah, this is really cool. Nice, cool collectible they had. I will say, at first I was not really looking forward to the opening bands of the show because, well, there were 4 opening bands, and I'd never heard of any of them. And the thing is, there is such a thing as having too many bands on a bill. Some people might say, oh, it's more for your money, but yeah, that just means the longer you're standing around waiting for the headlining band. The longest show that I ever saw was, it was Ghoul and DRI over in Philly, 2015. There were 7 bands on that bill, and I only really wanted to see DRI and Ghoul. And to top it off, DRI played for fucking 2 hours. They didn't stop playing till fucking 1:30 in the morning. I was beat, man. But the way the Blind Tiger works is like they open early. So the doors open at 6. The show starts at 6:30. And you know what? To my surprise, all the opening bands did awesome. Okay? In fact, they did such a great job engaging in the crowd, I'm going to shout them all out. There was Deceptor from Raleigh, youthful thrash metal. There's Bunker Hill Bloodbath, which I guess is more slam death metal, I suppose. Dying Oath, which I guess they were metalcore, I guess, from Virginia. and funny side note about that band. The singer, Mindy, she just pointed me out in the front row and she said, "You're a nice guy. I hope you know that." Just out of nowhere, I said, "Thanks. I don't get told that very often." Yeah, so I didn't catch her first stage dive. I made sure to catch the second one. Let's see, the next one was Blackwater Drowning. And the way that they engaged the audience was they said, "Hey, we're filming this whole set. We're going to make a music video out of it, so be fucking crazy!" Now, that's how you hype up an audience. If they know that they're being filmed, they're going to, like, slam dance and, you know, swing their arms around and go, ooh la 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 la. And then, of course, there was Crypta. Everyone was excited to see them. I bought the ticket all the way back in September, right before I was getting ready to board the plane to go see Adelle in Portland. And yeah, the show was so good, I made sure I had to buy a shirt, because shirts are really nice. Anyway, yeah, so, Crypta. Got myself a set list. Here we go. These are set list. Yeah. Yep, very engaging band. That bass tone was like a fucking gut punch. God damn. I didn't see any amps on the stage. I guess they must have been side stage, or maybe they had laptops that they were running the tones through. I don't know. But I will say the tones were really good, and I gotta give props to the drummer, Luana. She has an insane amount of hand coordination. Like, she makes death metal drumming look easy, and it's not easy. Trust me, I've been drumming since I was 14, so yeah, huge shout out to all of them. They all did incredible. And yeah, I got pictures with 2 of them, so that was really nice. So they're still on tour. If they're coming anywhere near you, go see them. You'll have a great time. And also, that was my first show in 2 months. That was my first show since Skinny Puppy in Los Angeles. So yeah, it was nice to get some pent up bullshit out of my system. You know, it was like an exorcism. And Fernanda Lira, she's a good exorcist because she's over there making all these faces like, fucking give Jim Carrey and Bruce Campbell a run for their money. God. Okay. Biological Moist. From Hicktown in Canada, Metal On. Thank you. Thank you so much. My life with Thrill Kill Cult should be awesome. I hope so. I hope so. The Walrus, howdy. Hey, how you doing, man? They Live, We Sleep. Do you prefer David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar? David Lee Roth, and I'll tell you something, I had a nightmare about David Lee Roth pretty recently. This is going to sound very odd, I know. My nightmares are very fucked up, but... So, had a nightmare that I was being held hostage by David Lee Roth, okay? But the caveat was that I was in my ex's kitchen when this happened. In the dream, I was in my ex's kitchen, but when I looked out her window, it was my yard. with my trees and my woods and all that shit. And, you know, he was holding me hostage by phone. Okay, like, David Lee Roth was coming. He called me up on the phone, and he was quoting verbatim Michael Douglas's lines from Falling Down. You know that movie, Defense? He was going, "So, Tony, we're past the point of no return. Do you know what the point of no return is? The point of no return is when it takes longer to go back to the beginning than it would if you were to just press on forward. It's kind of like those astronauts, how they got lost for a few hours and everyone had to wait for them to pop out. Well, now you're gonna have to wait for me to pop out." And so, you know, naturally I had the cops on standby, had the ambulance on standby. And, you know, they were there. We all knew that David Lee Roth was coming, and there was nothing they could do to stop it, you know. We didn't know when he was going to get there or how he was going to get there, but the cops were comforting me in this kitchen. "Oh, don't worry, we'll be right here when David Lee Roth comes." And meanwhile, the firemen are outside. They're drilling bars onto the windows, and we're all looking out the window waiting for David Lee Roth to come out. And got the cops out there, paramedics, everybody. And finally, after a long time of waiting, David Lee Roth, we look out the window, David Lee Roth, he's running out of the woods with his fucking big hair going, "Ah, yeah!" And then the cops go, "Freeze! Boom, 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 boom," blow his ass away. And that's it. That's how David Lee Roth died in my dream. Anyways, how's your sex life? RIL. I do plan on checking out Immortal sooner than later. Listen to some of their songs from the first album, like what I heard. The first album, Diabolical Full Moon Mysticism, is one of the first black metal albums I ever bought. It's like the second or third black metal album I ever bought. I say that A Perfect Vision of the Rising Northland is one of the greatest songs ever written. It's sort of demo quality with its production, but you listen to the actual song, it's fucking creepy. Especially the ending. That synth, you know what I mean? Random username. "Hi, dude, I really need to replay my beloved CDs, but examine season is soon and it's absolutely fucking brutal." I hear that, man. I do not miss those days. Okay, Kerry King. Going to my first metal show in June. It's going to be a big festival. Anything I should know before going? Bring earplugs. I like to use these earplugs called Etymotics. Etymotic. You can get them on Amazon for about $12. And that may seem pricey, but these earplugs, they flatline the sound, so that way you can still hear the highs. It's just at a lower volume. And naturally, they're reusable, so that's they're good to have. So yeah, bring earplugs. Rubber Tire. Can't get enough of Bolt Thrower. Wish I could have seen them live. Me too, man. Because trust me, some people like Memoriam. I think they suck. Zoofagus, you should review the movie Death Metal that came out last year. You know it's worth it because it starts with Incantation playing Rites of the Locust. I think I've heard of that one. I just forgot about it. Talking about Slipknot. Hi. Hey, how you doing? Foxford. 4 openers. Jesus. You know, believe it or not, it was nice though. All 4 of those bands did really good. And from the ones that I met and got to talk to, they seem like nice people. We got a super chat, $7 from Modern Giraffe. Thank you so much. Do you have any advice for managing time between creative output for your YouTube channel and a possible day job? You just do what you can. It's a matter of priorities. When you get home from work, would you rather play video games and watch TV? Or would you rather pour your heart out into your work and your creativity? Because the TV is always going to be there, you know? You know, there's also the aspect of, you know, just letting loose, staying hungry, staying true to your craft, and you're just getting the most out of life, I guess. It's all about priorities. What's important to you? God. Now, naturally, the more free time you have, the more opportunities you have to work on things. And you definitely need the time to do so because YouTube does not reward high effort. That last video I did, it's only got 2,000 views. I worked on it for a month. Nobody saw it, really. Well, some people saw it. Some important people saw it, and I'll get to that in a minute. But you know, it's a thing of, you know, you gotta stay motivated. Don't get crushed by it too much. Just, you know, keep doing what you do and love what you do. If you love what you do, you gotta keep doing it. Amen. Dying Fetus announced a tour. I'm hoping to see him. That'd be cool. Gabe Mount No Mercy. Were you ever in a band? I was in a garage project with a neighbor once. He's dead now. But we did record a few things. We recorded a song called Blushing, which I uploaded a few years ago. You can find it on my channel. It's like I'm playing drums and bass. It's more like a garage rock type thing. Blushing, you're teasing, I'm going, you're leaving. Bow, dow, dow, dow. Crates Clouds. What's up, Killbot and everyone? Did you hear the new Kerry King song? We talked about this earlier. It's like watered down Slayer. Crypta are great. Front woman plays with her fingers. That's insane. Yeah, like her and Alex Webster, the finger players, they tend to do more insane shit with the bass than the pick players do. Not saying the pick players are bad. I play with a pick, but you know, it's a different style, I guess. It allows for interesting things to happen. Now, one of the opening bands, that lady played with a fretless bass. Fretless bass gives you a nice full round sound, I guess. I've wanted a fretless bass for years, and Harley Benton, they sell one. It's about $200, I think. So sometime in the future, I would like to grab one of those. 9 Inch Nails. On the 2013 Tension tour, they had a Pino Pala something. I can't remember his last name, but world-renowned bass player. Slap bass, fretless bass. That version of Sanctified. Go look it up. It's awesome. It's like bow now, bow now, bow, bow now, bow now, bow now, bow. Just God. It's better than the original. Walrus, you look strangely like my boyfriend. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Underscore. You should write a grindcore song about that nightmare. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. They live, we sleep. Not gonna lie. That's fucking hilarious. Thank you. Jesse Bennett. Have you ever dreamed about going to jail or prison? It's terrifying. I would not do well in prison. Patagonian pancakes. They knew David Lee Roth was coming and there was nothing they could do about it. That shit's terrifying. I know. He was just running out of the woods going, ah, yeah! Now listen, if you're a David Lee Roth fan like I am, go listen to some of his isolated vocals from the Van Halen era, because it's funnier than you think it might be. Just listening to the things he could do with his voice. God damn it, baby, I'm gonna tell you one time. Okay, going down towards the more newer comments because I would like to keep up with these. Liam Early, thoughts on the band Trouble? Dude, I love Manic Frustration. Manic Frustration's awesome. Extreme Metal Gal. Hey, what you doing, man? What you doing? Okay, so, yeah, among the many other things that we can talk about. So, Crypta. The nice thing about Crypta, this is a really good quality shirt. It's pressed on a heavy cotton Gildan. And that's a good thing because there have been some shirts that I bought the last couple of years at shows that have crackled like hell after just a month or so. This is a subject that I've gotten pretty fired up about with a friend recently. And yeah, I think I'm going to do a video on it pretty soon. I'm tired of shitty merch quality. Okay? I'm tired of it. This carcass shirt that I bought last year started crackling like hell after 2 months of wearing it. You know what? I'm going to show you. If I can find it yet. Top thing. Look at this. It started looking like this after I've been wearing it for 2 months. If it'll focus, you might be able to see the crackle. Okay. Yeah, that looks like hell. Even the back of it. Ugh. Okay, so that looks like shit. That's pathetic. Meanwhile, this Hemorrhage and Impaled shirt that I've had since 2017, that I've worn a lot, still looks in reasonably good shape. I mean, it's crackled. The back of it's more crackled than the front, but you know what? It's still in great shape, and I still wear it often. You know, I know that carrying merch around and having merch made, it's expensive. But, like, you can't let the quality get away from you. Like my shirts. If you buy them directly from me, which you can do if you message me on Instagram or Facebook, you know, I'm not using the cheapest and lowest quality merch blanks, shirt blanks. I'm usually using the second or third lowest. That's if you buy it directly from me. Now, if you buy it from Amazon, they're pretty good quality from what I've seen. I also have Spreadshop, and I have, who else? I think there's one other one. Yeah, Spreadshop and Amazon are the only two that I don't handle myself. Now, Etsy, Bandcamp, and direct messages, those are all me. So yeah, you can check out the links for those in the description. Hey man, it gives them character though. Sometimes, yes. Now there are people I know that as soon as they buy the shirts, they just stretch them out, crackle them as much as possible. And there is something nice to be said about old shirts, vintage shirts that look like they've been worn to shit. But I don't know. Like, back in the 80s and the 90s, shirt designs, they were pressed with like thicker ink, I suppose. So some of those shirts still look pretty good. I have shirts from 1991 that somebody sent me, and it still looks good. Like, it's faded to hell, but the design is still there. This Ministry shirt, they're like, he ripped the sleeves off. There are holes in the shirt, but the design for the most part is still intact. So there you go. I mean, somebody's fucking up somewhere. I have a feeling that this shirt right here, it's gonna last me a while. And I'm proud for that. And speaking of shirts, I have this thing where if I go to shows and I'm trying to meet the bands afterwards, I try to wear shirts that I think the band members are going to appreciate. For instance, I know that Fields of the Nephilim was a big influence on Agalloch, so I wore Fields' shirt to the Agalloch show, and two of the Agalloch guys loved the shirt. Okay? Don Anderson in particular was like, hey, it's a good thing I have one myself or I'd mug you. And John Halm was like, I like your shirt, man. Now, for the Crypta shirt, I was wearing a Sisters of Suffocation shirt. Because I know that the women in metal, they tend to stick together, they support each other. So I figured, hey, this, you know, if I'm trying to meet any of the members after the show, that this is a shirt they'd appreciate. So yeah, right before Fernanda left the stage, she was like, I like your shirt. I was like, thank you. Can I get a picture? She was like, yeah, sure. So nice. Yeah, she fist bumped me. So cool. Random username. I'm genuinely curious. What's the weirdest band merch you own, if you have any? Weirdest band merch? I own a used bass string by Steve Tucker. There's a jar of Ogre's Brain Confetti from Asheville, North Carolina, on the first leg of Skinny Puppy's final tour. And as far as other weird merch, weird merch. Well, as far as stuff that I got from the merch booth, I can't really think of anything, but I do have some random memorabilia. Jesus built my guitar tabs. I saw on Instagram that you were going to live stream that I completely forgot. Well, good thing you didn't forget. Thank you for showing up. Okay. Karakin, goodbye, chat. It's late as hell, my time zone, and my friend is coming tomorrow. So, hey, thank you for joining in. Thank you all for joining in. I appreciate it all 46 of you so far. Let's see. Dosen Ben Hosen. Is there any way you'll know what kind of quality the merch will be? Unfortunately, it's unpredictable. I'd say the light cotton Gildans, which is the most common shirt blank that's used by bands these days, those tend to crackle a little more quickly, I think. The heavier cotton, I think, lasts a little longer. But I have had light shirts that have lasted a long time. It just depends on how they're printed. I had this Druidlord shirt many years ago that I've sold. That shirt felt so nice. And the design, I don't know what they did differently with it exactly, but that shirt design was, that was durable. The Extreme Metal Gal. Found your channel from the metal shirts and looks you get from them video. I still think about that video. Well, thank you so much. That's an old video that I did in an afternoon. I'm glad that it still resonates with people, because I've done many videos since then that have had way more effort put into it. It's kind of hard to tell what videos are going to get more effort, more views than others, I suppose. It's unpredictable. Like the Skinny Puppy video. How many of you saw my last video? It's called Skinny Puppy's Final Brap in Los Angeles. Because I'll tell you something, some important people saw that video. First of all, some of the people who were at the show saw the video. For instance, the guy with the Skinny Puppy truck, he saw it. The lady who saw them 54 times, she saw the video. Kevin Key saw the video. I sent the video link to everybody in the band that I knew to send it to. Ogre's not really a social media guy, I think, so I sent it to his Facebook page, but I don't think he ever saw that. Unless somebody texted it to him. But somebody messaged me who was on Kevin's Patreon, and he forwarded it to Kevin. Kevin shared it on his Patreon. He was like, oh yeah, this is a great effort. Thank you for the great adventure. It's like, oh, that's really humbling. You know? Like, I love all those guys in that band. And weirdly enough, Kevin's the only one that I don't think I've ever spoken to one-on-one directly. But it's an honor. It's an absolute honor. And I also sent it to Kevin's wife because I realized that she was in the video for a few seconds, which I was a little apprehensive about, because I was like, I don't know, like I want to promote this video and send it to as many people as possible, but I don't know, band member's wife seems a little invasive. But the thing is, Rihanna does sometimes show up in the live streams, and a guy I talked to, he was like, hey, she's cool with fans, just send it to her. I was like, okay. So I was short, I was respectful, etc. I was like, hey, you were in the video for a minute. And she was like, yeah, my best friend was in the video for a minute too. She watches our pets while we're on tour. Thank you so much for this. I was like, oh. Yeah. And apparently Kevin also shouted me out on the last Patreon stream. They just released the new Cyberaktif album, which is right here. Yep, Cyberaktif, really good. This is the first Cyberaktif album since 1991. This had Kevin Key, Dwayne Gettle, and Bill Lieb from Frontline Assembly. This one has Kevin, Bill, and Reese Fulber. And also Dre. He was doing some stuff on at least one of those songs. And yeah, so I did a post saying that I got the album. I got the album a day early. One of the few times in my life that pre-ordering has actually worked. Have you noticed that when you pre-order something lately, it doesn't ship until after the fucking street date? That defeats the purpose of a pre-order. Well, in this case, I pre-ordered it, they shipped it early, and I got it a day before the street date. Now, that's how you do it. That's how it used to be, and that's how it should continue to be. But yeah, got the album a day early, listened to it right away, was super excited, posted a picture of me holding it. And Kevin shared the picture. It was like, wow, it's awesome. Well, on the live stream, Dre was like, oh yeah, I saw Killbot got the album. And Kevin said something to the effect of, oh yeah, it's been great. Killbot's been so supportive. Thank you so much, Kevin. I love you, Kevin. But yeah. And side note, it's a really good album. You know, like some people are saying, oh, well, you know, it sounds like it's stuck in 1991, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? If you actually listen to it, you know, the sound design in it's really good. The songs I think are great. Some people are like, oh, I don't really like Bill Lieb's vocals. And some people are like, oh, well, it sounds like another Frontline Assembly album. You know, I think that just comes with Bill Lieb singing on anything. He's got his own style. Like, you definitely know that it's Bill Lieb once you start hearing him sing. So, yeah. Dunker, oh, did you ever stop getting the Metalhead boxes? Those videos were how I found your channel. I was talking to Melissa earlier. That was a... Let's see, the last Metalhead box video I got, I think was in February 2020? Like, I was getting kind of burnt out on doing them, so I started spacing them out a little bit. And eventually we just stopped doing them altogether. But Absolutely a great service. Anybody who's curious about getting it should absolutely get it because they've been doing it for about 7 years now, I think. They're doing a great service for the community. Jesse Bennett, have you ever purchased any shirts at the KMFDM store? They're good quality. I've not. Yep, let's see. Let's see. Since I helped you go, yes, you kind of did. When you made your channel, do you ever think bands would see your videos? Well, I was hoping for it, but actually what made me take it seriously was when Carl Sanders of Nile shared the video that I did on Nile back in 2015. I was like, hey, I could have something cool going on here. So, I mean, it's not a thing that I'm actively seeking attention from the bands, but it is nice when that happens. Naturally, when I do videos, I want as many people to see it as possible because, well, a lot of time is spent on it. For instance, the Skinny Puppy video. I did my own music for the video. I got new synthesizers. This is the Behringer Pro 1 that I've been playing with, and you hear it on the background music for the video. Not a second is wasted. You know, the video is a total love letter to Skinny Puppy and everything they stand for. The fans, the venue, Los Angeles in general, which I fucking hate, but it was a nice trip at least. You know, it was a great 5 days being there. It was great to see the band and meet the people that I got to meet. I even got to meet the guy who runs Post-Punk Online. I'm sorry, postpunk.com. Super nice guy. I think I made him laugh because I did my little grin that I do that. And he was like, so yeah. Ethan Gordon, what's your opinion on Rob Zombie? He's okay, but he just makes me want to listen to Ministry. Life and Liberty, what's your opinion on the song Bring the Noise by Anthrax? I don't care about Anthrax. 2020, was it still? I like when you do it. Sure came out. Okay, cool. Punctuation. I'm making fun of you, Mr. Fry. Okay. Casual Villainy. You know of any good sites or stores to get high-quality patches from? Usually, band websites are the best bet because the bands have to stand behind what they sell, so go to the band websites. You can also go to angryyoungandpoor.com, a great store that I've been to many times physically, and they have a good online store, too. New Haven Railroad Productions. Any thoughts on glam metal and all the hair bands like Motley Crue? Some of them are all right. For many of them, I don't want to listen to a whole album by them. I just want to listen to songs. Like Motley Crue, for instance, I don't want to listen to a whole Motley Crue album. Generally, greatest hits for them is all I need. Some of those albums just didn't age that well. Too many songs about underage girls. It's just creepy. Got to see Green Jelly in Tampa. Well, that's lovely. That's lovely. But yeah, so synthesizers. I got a new song coming up. It's not going to be a metal song. I'm using the Pro 1. I'm also using the Hydrasynth Explorer, and I'm also using the baritone guitar that I got earlier last year. Doesn't have a name yet, and I'm still in the middle of writing lyrics. The music for it, I came up with in 2 days, start to finish. The music for it's done. The lyrics are usually what come last because I'm kind of bad at writing lyrics quickly. If you want them to be good, you gotta spend time and brain power on it, and I just... Only today did something finally come, and I was on a roll, and then I had to go get pizza, so there you go. Like, don't you hate when you're interrupted in the middle of something that rarely occurs? But it was worth it because I got some pizza. Anyway. But yeah, new song coming up. It's a dark song. It's like a little slow dance in the dark at goth night. You know? It's a dark wave metal hybrid, I think. Like, it's mostly chorus guitars, electronic drum sounds, synthesizer sounds, but there are loud guitars in it. You'll hear it, and hopefully you'll see it, because I do have a good idea for a music video. I'm just gonna sit around and brood for a bit, like, I don't know. Random username. All right, it's pretty late here, and I had a long-ass day, so I'll tap out. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So, what else? Had 2 wisdom teeth pulled. in January. In November, I had my left two pulled, and about a month ago, I had these two pulled. And this time, they healed a lot better. Because, for one, they gave me a Valium before they pulled the teeth, and that helped, especially with pain. And I've been taking some vitamin C and zinc every morning, which supposedly is going to heal your wisdom teeth sockets way faster than if you weren't to take them. So that's helped a ton. I can basically eat whatever the hell I want now. Yeah, I'm long past the point of dry socket. So, no more wisdom teeth, all for $300 at the UNC Dental School. I can't recommend them enough. Seriously, you got dental issues? Go to the dental school. They'll charge you so much less than a fucking private practice, and they take insurance usually, so. Cameron Collects, going to see some local grind tonight. Ah, lovely. Josh S., 2 questions. Well, tell me what those questions are. Okay, how the hell is Al Jorgensen still alive? Well, he gets on the exercise bike for an hour every morning, so that helps. The last picture I saw of him, he looked pretty good, so, yeah. Okay, what's your other question, man? Casual ability, good question. Yeah, it is a good question. He lived a hard life. Dunker, ooh, just recently got into Godflesh because of your channel. All I have to say is thank you. Well, that's good. I'm glad that you get something out of Godflesh. I was obsessed with them between the ages of 14 and 16. Now I kind of have to be in the mood for Godflesh because it's depressing, but ridiculously heavy band. What are your thoughts on Death Haven? I haven't really heard them. So, wish I had an opinion, but I don't. So, let me tell you about a shitty Discogs experience I had recently. So, I bought this album back in December. I heard a song by Covenant at the goth club over in Portland. And if I can find the album. Yep, right here. So, this is actually a replacement copy that I bought from America. This album, the first time I bought it was December 8th from Canada. Because for some reason the album's out of print, and you know that was the only place I could really find it at the time. But the guy shipped it, and naturally there's Christmas mail crap going on, and you know mail delays and stuff like that. But typically, aside from all that, a Canadian package takes maybe about a week and a half to get here. Well, it hadn't showed up by the end of December. So I waited till maybe the first or second week of January. I was like, hey, so it's still not here. The guy was like, oh, don't worry, it'll still show up. The postal service is brutal. I'm like, all right. So I waited a couple more weeks, messaged him again. Hey, listen, still not here, man. I think it might be lost in the mail. Oh, don't worry, it'll show up at some point. Finally, the other day, having not showed up, I just bought another copy from Florida. It just popped up. So this is the replacement copy that I bought from Florida. This showed up perfectly fine and quick. And I messaged the Canadian guy. I was like, dude, it's lost in the mail. Like, it's not going to show up. If it was going to show up, it would have done it by now. Oh, well, the longest package I've had delivered, I sent a package to Italy and it took 6 months. Dude, like, you're telling me that I'm supposed to spend $25 on a CD and I might get it in 6 months, and I'm supposed to be okay with that? Nah, man. I said, refund time. And then he got cheeky with me. He was like, well, you know, the terms of buying is, you know, there are no refunds for economy mail if it gets lost in the mail. And I wasn't happy about that response, so I decided to be an asshole, and I said, yeah, assuming it was even sent. He responded with, assuming you even received it. Okay, fair enough. That's okay. See, if I had paid for it with PayPal, I could dispute the charge on the grounds of items not received, which PayPal usually sides with the buyer in that case if there are no tracking numbers given. But there's nothing I can really do about it. I paid for it with a debit card. I mean, maybe I have his email address. Maybe I'll sign him up for some gay porn websites or something. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. For $25, I learned to always use PayPal and never the debit cards when I buy music. That's bullshit, though. Like, that's just not a good way to do commerce. Okay? Now, look, if he were to have said, listen, I shipped it off, and usually I have a no refund policy, but I'll give you half off in this case. I would have been okay with that, you know? But, like, just the way I am, the way I've been raised, you know, if somebody pays me for something, I'm going to give them what they pay for, even if I have to take money out of my own pocket to make sure they get it. In my own case, I sold a poster recently on eBay, and unfortunately, the poster showed up with a couple creases. And the guy was like, oh yeah, this poster showed up with creases. I was like, fuck. So what would be a fair refund amount to you? He was like, oh, you be the judge. So I just gave him a full refund. You know, just to kind of counteract that whole Discogs experience. You know? It sucks. But, you know, it's not like you can find out where they live and beat the shit out of them. I don't have a teleportation device. Cameron collects. Yo, I didn't know it's spam. Huh. Partisan Mole. Do you think 1991 had the best death metal album? Best metal albums? I'd say it was probably death metal in its prime. I'd say between 1991 and 1993. And then afterwards, death metal just kind of tapered a bit. And Shitalica started wearing makeup and singing songs like Mama Said. And Anthrax started doing whatever the hell they were doing. And then Megadeth released Risk. And then Korn started doing that shit. Metal was fucking dead for a few years. And everybody forgets about it. And everybody wants to justify the whole rap metal and new metal type thing. But Liam Early, do you like the band Believer? Never heard of them. Serene Pierre, got 3 wisdom teeth pulled mid-December, but I think my dentist sent my gum on the upper right to my cheek. I can feel it pulling. Well, that stitch ought to be dissolved by now. It's usually dissolving stitches. Some online sellers are so damn pretentious. Sorry to hear you had that crappy of an experience. I mean, I love Discogs. I've been shopping on Discogs since probably 2013. This is the first time I've ever had any issues like that. And it sucks because, like I said, it's not like I can dispute the charges. And there's nothing I can do about it. Unfortunately, he had in his policy, his description, that, you know, if something gets lost in the mail, he won't refund it. Now, PayPal usually supersedes that. But I didn't do that. So there you go. Ethan Gordon, is there a surefire way to know if an old CD is authentic and not an intricate fake? I guess Discogs is the only real way you can know, just by cataloging them, looking at the matrix numbers. And the Russian counterfeit CDs tend to be a little thinner than most CDs. So there's that. And ultimately just looking at the artwork, looking at the quality of the print. That's all you can do, really. Metal Manic. 2014, I had something similar happen to me. Killbot. Bought Exodus. Impact is imminent. Got lost in the mail, so I bought it again, and the package was delivered. Okay. Hey, Fry, I'm going since Lily is up, so have a great day and weekend. Well, thank you for stopping in, Mr. Chris. The Extreme Metal Gal. Have you ever gotten scared listening to an album? Well, quite possibly my favorite album of all time is 9 Inch Nails, The Downward Spiral. And I was 11 when I first heard it. It gave me nightmares. I never heard music that honest and that disturbing. Like the song The Downward Spiral, with those string bands. Boom, boom, down, 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 like those string bands. Oh, it's unsettling. And also the remix of that song, The Downward Spiral, the bottom, with those screams and that big just nightmare fuel for 11-year-old me. I was terrified to listen to it for a while, but that also drew me to it. Also, His Hero Is Gone. They released an album called 15 Counts of Arson. And there are a couple songs. There's one song called 11 Months in the Mental Facility. The end result of 11 Months in the Mental Facility, I believe it's called. And like the end of it's just fucked up. And then there's another song on that album, end result of 11 Days in Prison or something like that. God, I hadn't listened to them in years. So good. Synex YouTube. I listened to tons of extreme metal, but I love Korn. Was listening to Deeds of Flesh, Drake, Pieces, then Korn came on. Well, that's cool. That's cool for you. Jesus built my guitar tabs. What are your thoughts on people saying modern day metal sucks? There are good bands out there. You just have to look hard to find them because there's not a lot of originality. Not a lot of people pushing the envelope. Everybody wants to sound like every other band. You know? It's like Geddy Lee said in his autobiography recently. He said, if you have 3 influences, you're derivative. If you have 100 influences, you're original. That song I did, World in Ruin. Nobody could pinpoint what it sounded like. Some people said Dystopia, some said Sepultura, some said Tool maybe. But they were like, well, we never really heard metal songs that sounded like this. My main influence for that was actually Talking Heads. Because their most popular song, Once in a Lifetime, has 1 bass line, 1 drum line. So that's what I did. I said, hey, let's do a tribal drum line and some minimal bass line. Ended up being a good song. This upcoming song that I'm doing has many influences. It's not going to sound like anything I've done before, and I don't know if it's really going to sound like anything I listen to. It's got many influences. Typo Negative, Skinny Puppy, some of the goth and dark wave stuff I've been listening to, like Rosetta Stone, Faith in the Muse, who else? Fields of the Nephilim, I suppose. But it's also a metal song. It's a goth metal hybrid, is what it is. But the vocals are going to be where it's interesting. Now, it would be so easy for a song like this for me to just do some Eldritch vocals. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not built for it. What if I did some John Hahn type vocals? You know those whisper growls he likes to do. Oh, throw some effects on it. Oh. Circle of Tone in the house. Hey, what's up? Hey, I did a collab video with this guy a couple months ago. He did a video on the history of Chug, and we did a crossover cover of Inner Self by Sepultura. Guitar nerds and copycats killed rock and metal. That they did. That's a lot of reasons why a lot of people shit on Greta Van Fleet, because they sound pretty much like all the past rock bands. Alexander Scher, thoughts on Drab Majesty? I'd say that they're my favorite band of the last decade. Okay. I know you've downsized your record collection over the years. Have you kept any in particular? Well, some of the few that I've kept. So, Ghoul's Hang 10, only because it's not on CD. Let's see, you got 9 Inch Nails, The Fragile, which I kind of want to sell, but I'm not in a bad enough place for that. Let's see, we've got Death Piggy, welcome to the record. This is all the Death Piggy stuff remastered. For those who don't know, this is Dave Brocky's band before Guar formed, so yeah, the only reason I have this, once again, is because it's not on CD. The first 2 Bathory albums, original mixes. Again, the original mixes aren't on CD, so it's more of an obscurity thing. So yeah, those are just a few. But mainly, I'm just trying to focus on music that I care about. A lot of people, they have this consumer mindset when it comes to music. The people who go on Rate Your Music, some of those people are so hardcore, they review 1 album a day, every day of the year. Like, they'll listen to hundreds of albums, and it's like a chore to get through it, you know? But the thing with music, you sometimes have to let the music sit. you have to listen to it several times before it grows on you, and for you to enjoy it, and for you to notice nice things about it. You know, a lot of my favorite bands I've been listening to for years and years. So, yeah, like Nine Inch Nails. There's stuff about Nine Inch Nails that I notice every time I listen to it. Just new stuff, new sounds, new layers of things, new melodies, new guitar lines, whatever. Such layered production. Do you like Nine Inch Nails or Skinny Puppy more? Nine Inch Nails. But I love them both. I'd say they're both in my top 3 favorite bands of all time. Gotta get back on the clock, Mr. Cobot. Thank you so much. So, while we're talking about records, how about that new Necrot album that's getting ready to come out? So, Scotty did this SASE self-addressed envelope thing back in October for a mystery tank crimes thing. I forgot about it, didn't even do it. But he posted a self-destructing post on Instagram saying, hey, I have 20 extra of those things that I said I was going to send out. So, yeah, whoever can email me the quickest is going to get one. And what did I get? Check this out. Let it focus. The lighting's not too good. But anyway, a little laminate featuring the Necrot artwork for the next album. And on the back is a QR code I'm not going to show here, but yeah. Thanks for the mail. Long live the SASE. Yep. So, QR code for this SASE variant of the new Necrot record. If I was a vinyl guy, I'd jump right on it. But let somebody else have it. Like maybe if they were to do like a deluxe CD version, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, I know not a lot of people buy CDs these days, but CDs, they're not bulky. They're not a pain in the ass to maintain. You don't have to invest too much in a great sound system to play them and all that shit. Oh, and C. Hey, Tony, how are you? Doing wonderful. Doing wonderful. Can I ask what you do for a living? I'm a prostitute. Sinks YouTube. Did you hear about Martin LaCroix from Gorguts and Cryptopsy dying? No, I did not, but that really sucks. Cryptopsy was one of the first death metal bands I ever saw live, so, you know, may he rest well. More R. It's 2:05 a.m. here, and that's 100% better than sleeping. Well, that's good. That's good. Metal Manic. Worst remasters in your opinion? Mine are the 2004 Megadeth, 2001 Judas Priest, 2002 Ozzy. Yeah, those suck. Those all suck. I'd say the Cocteau Twins remasters were pretty horrible too. And I hunted down the originals for those. Now, you would think, band like Cocteau Twins, how can you fuck up a band like that? Well, you know, it was remastered by Robin, the guitar player. So you would think it's in good hands, but no. Like, they fucked with some of the songs. They compressed the shit out of them, boosted the treble. They're harsh as hell. Like, Cocteau Bands is not a band that you should have to seek out the originals for. It's bullshit, man. And when the bullshit man says that's bullshit, that's bullshit. Great Clouds. Have you ever heard She Passed Away or Void Vision? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That little video of the skeletons dancing. Oh, yeah. Good stuff. But yeah, so how about these people freaking out over the Grammys, talking about Taylor Swift? They're over there like, oh, blah, 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 the Grammys are fixed. The Grammys are fixed. Well, of course they're fixed. I don't get this whole thing of people acting surprised about the Grammys, picking shitty nominations and shitty winners. Like, they've always done that. This is why I don't take it seriously. It's why I don't pay attention to it. People go, oh, it's a prestigious thing to win a Grammy. No, it's not. Look, back in the 1980s, I forget who the hard rock nominee was, but, well, I forget who all the contenders were, but the winner of the hard rock Grammy back in 1989, I think, was Jethro Tull. The song had flutes in it. That was about as hard rock as my ass. Even the Grammys later came out and said, yeah, we shouldn't have picked that. but yeah, like that was the first sign publicly, I think, that the Grammys were not all right. Like Agalloch, they never won a Grammy. They didn't need to win a Grammy. They touched a lot of people. Pantera, they got nominated for 2 Grammys, but Pantera never won a Grammy. And you know what? Those albums have sold millions of copies, okay? And those albums, they didn't come with photo shoots. They didn't come with glitter and glam. They didn't come with wine orchards or clothing lines or any of that shit or social media accounts or activism. No, they came with music. Music that meant a lot to a lot of people. Go listen to Floods and tell me that that isn't a fucking incredible song. All these people who go, oh, well, Pantera, they're racist. Yes, Phil has said some really dumb, stupid shit over the years. I'm not going to hold that against the other 3 guys, though. Because, let's be honest, they're not singing about racist stuff. They're still good to listen to. You don't have to burn your Pantera albums. Go listen to it. I don't give a shit what that fucking blue-haired lady at Starbucks says. I'm going to listen to Pantera, and I'm going to like it. Though, personally, I prefer Exhorder myself, but hey, we all have our battles. You know, some people just want to be, you know, mad as hell for no reason. You know what's bullshit? I know that reference you did. Thank you, Owen. Serene's finally gonna go to sleep. Aw, thank you for joining in. Sweet dreams. Yeah, let me know what the Tooth Fairy brings you. I'm a dumbass. Why are the Megadeth remasters so bad? Well, he re-recorded vocals on some things. He re-recorded guitars on some songs. He added intros, took some of the musical parts and samples out of the songs. He sample replaced a lot of the drums. He changed the key for some of the songs on Euthanasia, changed the tempo for a couple things. I mean, he just changed the music in general. Like, it would have been one thing if he just, like, you know, boosted the bass on this or reduced the treble on that. But no, he changed the songs themselves. And the end result wasn't better, you know? Like, go listen to the original Countdown to Extinction. It sounds really good. It's frontal, it's in your face, it's got a nice amount of punch. I mean, fucking Max Norman produced it. How much better can you get than that? But no, Dave decided, oh, well, you know, I want to hear more guitars. I want to add some stereo to the guitars. So, yeah, it's a more guitar-centric remaster series, okay? It's just, oh yeah, and he changed the artwork for albums like Risk and Cryptic Writings. Not that you want to listen to either of those shitty albums, but, you know, it's this revisionist history. I can't stand that shit. You know? Like, what was so bad about the originals? They lack of the soul. Yes, yes, they do. Jesus built my guitar tabs. After I heard Exhorder, I can't listen to Pantera anymore. I just think Exhorder is way better, but Dime's a way better guitar player. Then he's an underrated guitar player, though. Like, if you actually listen to those solos, he is a fucking monster. I will say this, Pantera worked harder. They had more connections, and they showed up at just the right time. And fun little story, I knew this story all the way back in 2017, but this wasn't publicly told until a few weeks ago when Benny did an interview. So now it's safe for me to tell this story. Okay, Phil Anselmo was in Exhorder for a day. Okay, this was back in the 1980s. He was in Pantera, but the guys in Pantera, they weren't wanting to go heavy yet. They were still doing their glam metal stuff. And Phil was kind of tired of that, so he was wanting to jump ship and join a heavier band. Well, Kyle wasn't in Exhorder at the time. He left. And so he rehearsed with Exhorder. And then he told him, hey, you got the job. So Phil got on the plane to go back to Texas. And he was getting ready to quit Pantera. Well, word got out quickly to Kyle that Phil was going to get the job in Exhorder. Kyle said, uh-oh, if he gets the job, he's going to take the band to new heights. He knew, even back then, Phil was something. But Kyle called up Vinny and he said, hey, listen, I want back in the band. And since Vinny knew that even though Phil was a great vocalist, Kyle was just Exhorder's vocalist. He was the right guy. So Vinny said, okay, Kyle, you can come back. Let me call Phil right quick before he goes and quits Pantera. So yeah, he called up Phil. He said, hey, hopefully he didn't quit Pantera yet because we decided we're going to get Kyle back. And the rest is history. But think about it. Think about how different that would have been. Think about the trajectory of metal. There almost wasn't a Pantera. That's deep. Okay? Like, all these people can say, but you know something? Fuck them. Because Pantera were flying the flag for metal when Shitalica were fucking doing, give me fuel, give me fuel, give me fuel. And Megadeth were doing, no, Pantera were keeping metal in the mainstream eye. Okay? The Great Southern Trendkill. And instead of getting softer, they just doubled down on it, baby! This Mountain Dew is so good. Patagonian pancakes. Pancakes. Slaughter in the Vatican has the best guitar tone ever. Dude, it's awesome. It really is awesome. The drum sounds pretty good too. So good. Such a fucking tank of an album. Cause of death was never confirmed. Did he really die? Got permission from the state to save his precious life. So good. Silent metal vocals you can do. Well, you just heard one of them. I can do growls. I can do... I'm pretty versatile. Listen to the song Limerence. I uploaded it around Halloween. You can hear my vocals at full force. Even my friend Stacy did guest vocals about 3 minutes in. She's an alto. Oh, so nice. William Cantrell. How was the Crypta show? It was fucking awesome. It was fucking awesome. It was fucking awesome. I got pictures with 2 of them. Very nice people. Even got a set list. Pantera is still a great band and has plenty of good songs, but I'm sick of the Pantera fans. Oh, the Pantera fans are horrible. Bunch of hillbilly assholes. Oh, what the fuck you do? Most toxic fan base I think I've ever had to deal with. And that includes the Ministry fan base because they're a bunch of assholes too. That's the big difference. See, I get being a YouTuber and getting to do videos on all these different bands, I get a feel from all the fan bases of these bands, how well and healthy they are. Okay, the Ministry fan base, like there are people on the Ministry Facebook group, the fan group. Some of those people have a hate boner for me for some reason. Not sure why. You know, there were a couple videos of mine that got posted onto that group, and there were a couple people going, "No, I fucking hate kill worse than cancer." Blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, what did I do? Like, same couple people, every time my videos got posted there, same couple people were like, "Yeah." I was like, what did I do? Did I, like, rape your mother or something? The Pantera fan base, oh boy, when I did that video on Pantera reuniting, but, you know, basically, you know, using the Pantera name and not calling it something else, like Pantera AD or something. The Pantera fan base, oh boy, they came out of the woodwork for that video. Those cunts didn't even watch the video. They just saw the title and said, "If you don't want to go, then don't go. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. What the fuck do you know? You weren't even alive at the time." And people going, "Oh, you have hair over your eye. Aren't you too old for that shit?" And usually they're people who are like 5 pant sizes too big. They're bald. You know, they haven't seen their dick since the Bush administration. So, yeah, like, it was funny to me because I was like, yes, please, give me your hate comments because that's fueling my ad revenue. I'm laughing my ass off all the way to the bank, you fucks. Sit and spin. Now, the Skinny Puppy fan base. Skinny Puppy fan base is incredible. One of the best fan bases I think I've ever dealt with, because all the videos that I've done about Skinny Puppy that got shared and posted, nothing but praise, nothing but kindness. Especially the last video, all 5 people who did see it. They were all like, wow, that was emotional. I was so heartfelt. Thank you. Because that video truly was a love letter to Skinny Puppy and its fan base. Because I met a lot of really good people last year going to Skinny Puppy shows. So yeah. Casual Villainy. The Kid Toxic fan base I ever encountered before a band was definitely Misfits. The Misfits fans that I saw over in Dallas, Texas were pretty nice, but like the thing about Misfits, like there are 2 types of Misfits fans, okay? There are the people who just got into them because they saw the shirts at Hot Topic and decided to start wearing them because they thought the skull was cool. And then there are the old schoolers, especially from New Jersey, who've been listening to them since the 1980s, and they know Misfits. They actually listen to Misfits, and they're not just wearing the shirts because they look cool. Okay? The Dallas show was kind of a mix of both. A lot of old people at that show. And I say, cool. Awesome, dude. Okay, what else? I think this would be a good time to announce some merch, some products. For those who would like a Killbot patch, I got plenty of patches here. $6.66. Free shipping anywhere in the world. These are made by the same gentleman who makes patches for Goat Horror, Exhorder, Soylent Green, Acid Bath, and a bunch of other New Orleans bands like Crowbar. I also have stickers. $2 a piece. You can get these on Bandcamp, Etsy. You can also buy them directly from me. Same with the patches. You know, you can send me a message on social media, or you can go on my Etsy or my Bandcamp. The links are in the description, friends. Winter Nightmare. The Skinny Puppy fan base is the best. Hey! Someone that commented on a couple Skinny Puppy videos. Yes, they absolutely are the best. They're great people, and I think Ogre, he did a good job explaining it during the last sound check. He said, you know, we're all the others. You know, we like to support each other. There are exceptions, but, you know, we generally look out for other people. So, yeah. BJ, Death and Pantera have the worst fan bases I've experienced. Chuck fangirls are inseparable. I think the Tool fan base is a mix of either stupid as hell or just cool. Like, there are the cool Tool fans, you know, like the old school prog rock fans that are like, oh, hey, man, how you doing? You know, those people. And then there are people who are like, you know, I was studying this, and I was studying the way the universe works, and I was doing DMT while watching Tool, and blah, blah, blah. Speaking of which, Tool. They came to Charlotte recently, and the cheapest ticket, the day of the show, because the day the tickets went on sale, the cheapest ticket was like $250. I said no. Cheapest ticket the day of the show, since they were going down because scalpers bought a lot of the tickets, naturally, $150 for okay seats. And just based on principle, I will not buy a concert ticket for more than $100. So I said, you know what? Guess I'm not seeing Tool then. Maybe I'll see them next time they come, but whatever. I'm not playing that game. Like, I've always wanted to see Tool. Never saw Tool. I've loved them ever since I was 12 years old. So 16 years now. I bought 10,000 Days the year it came out, and I still love 10,000 Days. But I'm not going to pay $150 to see a band. It's just not going to happen. You know, like, I bought tickets for 3 shows just now. The Ghoul show, Lords of Acid, Thrill Kill Cult, and each of those was like $40 a piece, roughly. So, there you go. Harry Hartunian, you're pretty old yourself. If you call 28 old, I still feel like I'm 20, because I take care of myself. Winter Nightmare, a little story time. Some Skinny Puppy fans paid for my plane ticket and travel expenses to go see them in Calgary because I couldn't go. I was too broke. So freaking thankful for that. That's truly amazing. That really is amazing. You know, and you know what else? The Skinny Puppy fan base, while we're on the topic, Ephraim Brown, he did these pendants that he sent as a care package to Kevin. Like, he did all these metalwork decals for the Skinny Puppy logo and the Cyberaktif logo and the Process logo. And he sent it to Kevin as a care package. Kevin made it part of his live rig. And naturally, people got wind of this and they wanted necklaces. So I ordered 2 of these. So I was at the time, I was potentially going to enter a relationship. There was this lady who I was friends with, and she admitted she had feelings for me. And feelings became mutual after a little bit. So I bought 2 of these. We were going to have romantic matching necklaces. It was going to be so nice. And then the bitch ghosted me. I never heard from her ever again. She just went on a trip, and I never heard from her ever again. You know what? She's missing out. So I have a second pendant as a reminder of what I could have had. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm not missing out. She's missing out. Because I'm champagne, baby. New Haven, Dream Theater or Tool? Tool, because I don't really like Dream Theater. I actually sold my Dream Theater box set recently because I'm not going to listen to it. Like, I tried with them. They're great musicians, but the songs themselves just aren't songs I'm going to listen to. So, Infectorum, when are you going to go back to content you made 7 years ago? Elaborate. Because I feel like I'm making better stuff now than I did back then, or ever. Go see that last video. If you actually watched the last video, I'd say it's in my top 5 best videos I ever did. What do you think of Judas Priest? Great live band still, and I do like them better than Maiden. They're a fun band, definitely. An hour and 26 minutes. Got to be wrapping this up in the next 10 minutes or so because I don't want to keep these too long. So, let's go. Ethan Gordon. Not really a fan of Skinny Puppy. They didn't really click for me the way Frontline did. It's probably Ogre's voice I have a problem with. Well, go listen to the Process album because he does reasonably clean vocals on that album. Not really a lot of effects. Peep Knox. Hey, was wondering when you were going to show up. How you doing, man? None named. The Puppy fans are the coolest people. Enjoyed talking to all the fans I met at the 3 shows I attended. I saw them 8 times. So many great people flying in from all over the place to go see them. One of them runs a meme page, Meme Down Trauma Hounds. Yeah. Turns out she's from Virginia. Turns out also we were at 5 shows together in North Carolina and Virginia that we didn't even know that both of us were attending until we met up in Los Angeles and we were like, oh yeah, you were at that show too. Yep, cool. Very cool person. Let's see. Mando the Metal Mexican. What's your favorite Guar song? Just discovered them and love Scumdogs in the universe. I say Vlad the Impaler is probably it. Like, I love the way it makes you think it's going to end, and then it doesn't. It just comes back stronger, full force. P, your tribute to Bolt Thrower was great. That it was. Incredible video. I made a couple minor mistakes in that video, but you know, I'm not too worried about it now. Winter Nightmare. Early on, Ogre really didn't know how to sing, and he was insecure about his voice. He got lessons, though, and worked hard on his vocals. He's an absolutely amazing vocal. Yeah, that he is. Make Credible. Do you usually go for specific genres when discovering new music by similar bands? Not really. I don't really care how new or old it is, or if it's black metal or death metal or dark wave or punk, as long as it's good, really. Like, I get recommended stuff pretty much nonstop, so whatever gets the loudest praise, I guess, is what's going to get my next listen. Hey, Killbot, just dropping in. What's your favorite death metal band? By Mr. McSaturn. Either Autopsy or Bolt Thrower, I'd say. Like, they're pretty neck and neck. Depends on the day. Though I do enjoy his early twisted vocals very much. Line shifts up and down. Do you prefer Swedish or American death metal? Swedish. love the chainsaw sound, love the intensity. Like, I think with the Swedish bands, there's a little bit of an intensity that the American bands sometimes miss. So, yeah. Actually, a lot of my favorite metal bands are English bands and British bands. Because, I don't know, I don't even know how to explain their sound. They're localized in a way, but it's hard to pinpoint. Only saw Skinny Puppy once. I'm only 16, blah, 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 blah. Well, glad you at least got to see them before they exited forever. Because I still miss them. Okay, so I guess we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. So if anybody has anything they want to say, any super chats they want to give out, now's the time to do so. If you give me a super chat, I might give you a little dance. Wait, what am I dancing for? You're supposed to give me a super chat first. Make credible. But I had a lot of fun here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Glad you did. I'm definitely glad you did, because this is the only live stream I'm going to be doing the whole month. Heard you were supposed to see Puppy in Boston, but couldn't make it. Yeah, that would have been nice, but well, that was only really an idea. There wasn't a plan set in stone, but definitely glad that I went to see the New York shows because I got to meet some really cool people. One of them I got to reconnect with in Los Angeles. Great friend. Do you have any favorite noisecore bands? I guess Insect Warfare could count as noisecore at some points in their career. Because of you, I got into Deicide. Thanks. Well, thank you so much. What's your opinion on power metal? Love Nightwish. If you count them as power metal, I guess the early stuff could be. What metal band I should see? Whatever's touring near you, I guess. You can either make it a special thing and wait for one of your favorite bands to show up, or you could just go to the next show that's happening in big cities near you. Okay. Go see Crypta. Go see Crypta. If they're coming anywhere near you, go do it. They're still on tour. All right, wrapping this up. So, all right. Thank you all so much for joining, and grind on. Stay tuned for the upcoming song. Oh, Megan Raquel. Megan Raquel. Oh, you got me just in time. You gave me a super chat. $5. Do a dance. Take care, folks.